Hey there, this is Tom Omit with Omit Sim Racing and Insane Motorsports. We're at Martinsville this week. Going to do a lap rundown for you to help you see my braking points and throttle points, and hopefully that'll help you a little bit. Our setup this week is still new. We're starting from scratch. This is a brand new build this week for iRacing in the 2017 NASCAR rules package. We can feel quite a big difference in the stiffness of the chassis, and we're working on adjusting our suspension, letting our suspension work more. We're running some low tire pressures right now, and you'll see when we go do some laps that I'll take a few laps, kind of take it easy, let the tire pressures come up, and then I'll push a little bit more. So we'll do about 5 laps here in a minute, but I wanted to show you something before we get there, because I think this might be the most important thing you get out of this. Is in the options page. There's a setting here that is often left and forgotten, and this is something that I find can get me a couple tenths, especially here at a track like Martinsville that's very brake heavy. I'm going to come in and I'm going to adjust this brake's force factor. This is going to adjust how the brake pedal is responding in the sim. It's going to adjust the curve of how far I'm pushing the pedal down versus how sensitive the sim is feeling the pedal being pushed down. And this could change. This is going to change week to week. I'll adjust this pretty much any track that we're using the brakes. But also, I'll adjust this sometimes day to day, because it seems like just the feel of my foot's different and the feel of the pedal's different. I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to tweak this. I don't recommend just throwing in the setting that I'm using, because you're going to be very different. Your pedals are going to be very different, even if you have the same pedals that I do. I've used this with both the Driving Force GT and the G27 pedals, and it makes a difference. I believe it's going to make a difference on whatever pedals you have, because it changes that feel, and you need that feel here at Martinsville. So I'm going to sweep this up and down a full point a lot of times. Usually I'll land anywhere between 0.8 and 2.2, 2.3, somewhere in there. But I'll make big swings at first so that I can get used to feeling the difference, and then I'll make fine-tune adjustments, maybe half point, and then I'll start making quarter point adjustments and just dialing it in, going and making a run every time. Doesn't have to be a lot of laps, but get in the car, feel it, make another adjustment, come back and feel it. This adjustment to me should be in the garage, because although it's not part of the simulated car, it's very much a part of how the car is responding to my pedal input. So that's that. The one more thing that I want to show you on the options page is in the sounds tab. Particularly important at Martinsville because of braking, but at pretty much every other track I do the same thing. I want my tire sound to be loud and clear. I want to hear if I'm scrubbing off speed, sliding the tires, over working tires. You can see that my engine sound is down and my tires are all the way up. You'll be able to hear that when we go do some laps in just a second. Listen for me to start to lock up the tires, and then start to spin the tires off the corner. So those two settings can make a big difference in how well you're able to control the car and how fast you're going. So let's go ahead and turn a few laps. Hopefully this will be helpful. Take a look at my braking point. I'm going to do these laps live rather than recorded like last week, because I want you to see the brake and the throttle input there towards the bottom of the screen. Take a look at where I'm getting on the brakes and how hard, and how I'm slowly letting off the brakes as I get into the corner and let it roll through the corner before I get on throttle. So we'll take about 5 laps here. I won't be talking too much because I'll be busy driving. Alright, so see how I overdrove 3 and 4 there? You could audibly hear those tires squeal and tell me that they're no longer gripping the track. That means we're slowing down. Couple things just to point out before we end this little session is I'm using the bow ties here as reference points. It's a whole lot easier for me to see in 3 because it's on the outside wall. I'm going to start letting off throttle and braking before I get to that, but I'm going to use that as my turn-in point. Now I might turn in sooner than that when I've got a car behind me and I want to protect my inside, but when I'm trying to turn fast laps, I'm going to widen these corners a little bit and not follow the curb all the way around the corner, but apex it right in the center. I'm also going to use that bow tie here going into turn 1. It's on the inside wall this time. It's a little bit harder for me to see, and you may notice a little bit inconsistency if you go back and look at those laps. But looking at that inside bow tie and kind of how it's getting to my front left A-post there. So that is Martinsville. Hopefully there's something here that helps you. Thanks for watching. This is going to be the first week on the car for us with Shady Rays on the car as an associate sponsor joining GTR Simulator. Thanks Shady Rays for coming on board. We will be racing tonight and live streaming at omitmedia.com. NASCAR iRacing Series, 8 o'clock Central. So if you're not racing, come on and check it out. Anyways, have a great week at Martinsville, and we'll catch you next time.